JBNN keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share the news with someone today. Now onto the news. Post-mortem conducted on Judge Ruth Lawrence as probe intensifies. The investigation into the death of Trelawney Parish Court Judge Ruth Lawrence has formally been taken over by the Major Investigations Division MID and the Criminal Investigations Branch CIB. The update was provided on Thursday by Senior Superintendent Derek Champagny, Deputy Commander of the CIB, who confirmed that a post-mortem examination was carried out on Thursday to determine the official cause of death. The update was provided on Thursday by Senior Superintendent Derek Champagny, Deputy Commander of the CIB, who confirmed that a post-mortem examination was carried out on Thursday to determine the official cause of death. He noted that the police will decide on their next steps once the results are reviewed. Judge Lawrence, 59, was reportedly found at her Coral Springs village home on Tuesday morning after allegedly ingesting poison. She was taken to the Falmouth Hospital by her spouse, where she was pronounced dead later that evening. The judge's passing has sent shockwaves through the judiciary, with the Chief Justice and other members of the legal fraternity expressing deep sadness at her death. Senton businessman murdered in home invasion. Detectives in Senton are pursuing strong leads into the killing of a well-known farmer and businessman from Limetree Garden. The victim has been identified as 51-year-old Upton Ferguson, also known as Pretty or Jackal. According to police reports, Ferguson was at home when armed attackers forced their way inside and opened fire. A resident later discovered his body and alerted the Wattown police. When officers arrived, they found that the bedroom door had been kicked in. Ferguson was seen lying inside with what appeared to be 2 gunshot wounds to his back. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Portland man perishes in house fire. The Portland police are probing the circumstances surrounding the death of a man whose body was discovered after a fire destroyed his home in Draper Heights early Friday morning. The deceased has been identified as 39-year-old bus driver Stevie Duncan, otherwise called Ricky. Reports indicate that the Port Antonio Fire Station received a call at about 12:21 a.m. regarding a house fire. On arrival, firefighters found the 2-bedroom dwelling fully engulfed in flames. Following cooling down operations, Duncan's charred remains were recovered from the rubble inside the residence. The cause of the blaze has not yet been determined and investigations are ongoing. Murder suspect fatally shot by police in St. Catherine. A man alleged to be a suspect in a recent murder was fatally shot by police during an early morning operation in St. Catherine on Friday. The deceased has been identified as Danville Powell, also known as Schoolface or Alex, of Harewood District in Riversdale. According to reports around 6:40 a.m., lawmen armed with a search warrant carried out an intelligence-led operation targeting Powell. It was wanted in connection with the September 28 killing of fruit vendor Wayne Mundell, otherwise called Anson, who was shot dead inside his Harewood District home. According to police, when officers entered the premises, Powell attempted to disarm one of them. During the confrontation, other members of the team took evasive action and Powell was shot. He was rushed to the Linstead Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The Independent Commission of Investigations Indicom has since launched a probe into the incident. Gun seized. Teen arrested in Clarendon police operation. The Clarendon police have seized the gun and several rounds of ammunition during a targeted operation in Toby Heights, Maypen, on Thursday, October 2. Reports from the Maypen police are that around 5:45 p.m., a team of officers executed a search warrant at a 1-bedroom board structure in the community. During the search, lawmen discovered one Bakel pistol along with 6 9mm rounds of ammunition hidden in a drawer. A teenage boy has since been taken into custody in connection with the find. Investigations are ongoing. 3 arrested in St. Andrew North police raids. The St. Andrew North police say at least 3 people have been arrested following a series of raids across the division on Friday morning, targeting suspected criminals and illegal guns. Among the properties searched was the home of dancehall entertainer Edonia, whose given name is Sheldon Lawrence. Police did not confirm whether the artist was present during the operation, but stressed that nothing illegal was found at his residence. 2 individuals who were at the premises, however, were taken into custody for questioning. In a separate raid within the division, officers reported the arrest of another man who is expected to be charged under the Firearms Act. Superintendent Randy Sweeney, head of the St. Andrew North Division, has renewed his call for public assistance in locating several men wanted for serious crimes, including murder. Those being sought are Fabian Watson, otherwise called Bullard Tristan, a welder of Florence Hill, St. Andrew, and Hamilton Gardens, Portmore, St. Catherine. Siobhan Matthews, otherwise called Max, of Zambia Central Village, St. Catherine, and the Blue Hole District, Red Hills, St. Andrew. Kemar Samuda, otherwise called Scamar Chapel, of Red Hills Road, St. Andrew. Emar Greenham, otherwise called Bully Beef, of Andrews Pen, St. Andrew, and Kenroy Willis, otherwise called Papa, of Lawrence Tavern, St. Andrew, wanted for murder and identified as a person of interest in multiple shootings. Superintendent Sweeney is urging the men to surrender immediately. Superintendent Sweeney is urging the men to surrender immediately to the Consent Spring Criminal Investigations Branch or the nearest police station. Investigations into the morning's operations continue. Attorney urges fair trial for NCB executive facing sexual assault charges. The attorney representing a national commercial bank NCB executive accused of sexual assault has stressed that the matter must be adjudicated in a court of law and not the court of public opinion. Dane Nicholson, head of NCB's Fraud Prevention Division, has been charged with 6 counts of rape and 2 counts of grievous sexual assault. The complainant is reportedly a female employee of the bank, and the alleged incidents are said to have occurred over a year ago at her residence. King's Counsel Peter Champagny, who is representing Nicholson, issued a statement on Friday, emphasizing that the case serves as a reminder of why certain matters are heard in camera. That is to say, restricted in terms of public information and discourse before their final determination, Champagny said. While acknowledging the importance of press freedom, the attorney underscored the equal importance of the accused's right to due process. The presumption of innocence is sacrosanct, he stated, adding that the situation has been worsened by the publication of Nicholson's name, photograph, and details of the allegations. The privacy of an alleged complainant is of no greater importance than the privacy of an accused presumed to be innocent, Champagny argued. Our courts must be allowed to function unimpeded by any prejudice generated by public spectacle in these circumstances. Nicholson was granted bail in the sum of $1.2 million when he appeared in court on September 16. He is scheduled to return to court on November 24. British man denied bail after cocaine seizure at Kingston Airport. A 24-year-old British national was allegedly caught with cocaine in his luggage at the Norman Mann International Airport has been denied bail. The accused, Ison Chaka Haywood, a delivery driver from London, has been charged with possession of cocaine, dealing in cocaine, attempting to export cocaine, and conspiracy to export cocaine. Haywood, represented by attorney Dane Marston, was remanded in custody and is scheduled to reappear before the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court on October 16. Reports said that around 11:30 a.m. on Monday, August 4, 2025, Haywood was preparing to board a flight to Toronto, Canada, when he was interviewed by police officers. A search of his suitcase allegedly uncovered several rectangular packages containing a white powdery substance. The parcels, weighing 10 pounds 6.21 ounces, were seized and sent to the government's forensic lab. Testing confirmed the substance to be cocaine. Haywood was arrested on suspicion of breaches of the Dangerous Drugs Act and later charged following a formal question and answer session with investigators. St. James Police disrupt major crime syndicate targeting Chinese businesses. The St. James Police say they have dismantled a major criminal network believed to be behind a series of attacks on Chinese-operated businesses in the parish. At a press briefing on Thursday afternoon, Deputy Superintendent of Police Michael Moore, head of crime in the division, confirmed that more than a dozen suspected members of the syndicate have been taken into custody.
Now, the parish was experiencing an upsurge in robberies. Now, through operations and investigations, we have been able to make a significant dent. We have arrested more than a dozen perpetrators who we believe forms part of a syndicate that is operating in the St. James area. Recently, we had 5 arrested and firearms were seized from them. These men mainly targeted our Chinese business community, and I can say with confidence right now the Chinese business community is breathing a sigh of relief because we have arrested and charged these persons and they are presently in custody. We have made significant strides. As it relates to our murders, we have arrested a number of persons for murders. Our clear-up rate presently is over 70%, and as it relates to shootings, we are over 60%. Now, as it relates to our wanted persons, we are experiencing significant success where that is concerned. A number of our wanted persons have been arrested and charged, and I must say we could not do this alone were it not for the assistance of the law-abiding citizens of the parish of St. James.
Clarendon construction worker charged after forensic evidence links him to 2019 robbery. 32-year-old Panif Broomfield, otherwise called Chang, a construction worker from Effortville, Maypen, Clarendon, has been charged in connection with a 2019 armed robbery after forensic evidence tied him to the crime. Broomfield faces multiple charges, including robbery with aggravation, 2 counts of shooting with intent, illegal possession of firearm, and illegal possession of ammunition. Reports are that on Thursday, February 21, 2019, at about 9:10 p.m., Broomfield was allegedly among a group of armed men who ambushed a taxi operator on Manchester Avenue in Maypen. The operator was forced into the back of his Toyota Probox motor car, and the men attempted to flee the scene. An off-duty police officer intervened, sparking a gun battle. During the exchange, the taxi operator managed to escape by jumping from the moving vehicle. The gunmen fled, leaving the Probox abandoned along Chapelton Road, riddled with bullet holes. Crime scene investigators later recovered spent casings and blood samples from the vehicle. Shortly after the incident, police were alerted that Broomfield was receiving treatment for gunshot wounds at hospital. He claimed he was shot while walking along the road, was treated, and later released. However, forensic analysis subsequently matched evidence from the abandoned vehicle to him. Broomfield was later placed on the Clarendon Most Wanted list and featured in the Jamaica Constabulary Force's Wanted Wednesdays campaign. On Tuesday, September 30, he surrendered to the police in the presence of his attorney. 2 days later, on Thursday, October 2, he was interviewed and formally charged. Investigations into the wider robbery incident are ongoing. JBN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.